Now, it's a devastating moment you see there when a mother realizes her baby has been shot, seen in this surveillance video as she's panicking inside a deli. Police say 7-month-old Kaori Patterson Moore was in her stroller when gunfire erupted just before 1:30 Wednesday afternoon.
We got a manhunt. We got a manhunt for a second suspect who ends up shooting a baby. Yeah, the world is cold. The world is cold. But it happened out in Brooklyn. Let's jump over into this and see what our thoughts are.
Brooklyn. Faith leaders are gathering in Brooklyn to call for justice and for the man wanted in a deadly shooting of a baby girl to turn himself in.
Yeah, just devastating. The 7-month-old infant was killed by a stray bullet shot in the head while her mother was pushing her in a stroller.
Police believe that the baby is the victim now of gang violence. Eyewitness News reporter Jaysha Patel is live for us in East Williamsburg with more on this. Jaysha, you heard it there. They're asking for whoever's responsible for this to turn themselves in.
Yeah, they are in San Pedro, Tanya. You can imagine it's actually hard to imagine what this family is just going through right now. Like you mentioned, the victim has been identified as a 7-month-old baby girl, Kaori Patterson Moore, and she was just sitting in her stroller when she was shot in the head. And this morning, civil rights leader Reverend Kevin McCall is announcing a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the suspect that's still out there. Only one of the suspects is in custody. We're expecting that press conference to start any minute now, but police yesterday said that 2 suspects were involved in that shooting yesterday afternoon. They tried to get away on a moped. The alleged shooter is in custody, and police are looking for the driver of that moped. This is a picture of him. You can see he was wearing light gray pants, a white t-shirt with a black surgical mask over his lower face. And investigators say he was last seen going towards the Marcy houses more than a mile away from here. The shooting happened around 1:20 yesterday afternoon, and the 2 suspects pulled up on a moped here to Moore and Humboldt Street. The suspect sitting in the rear of the moped took out a gun and started shooting multiple times, hitting 7-month-old Kaori. That family ran into a deli where minutes later they realized their daughter had been shot. She was sitting next to her 2-year-old brother in a double stroller. He was grazed in the back and is okay, but Kaori again was shot in the head and died at the hospital. And this is a picture from the surveillance video inside of the deli showing the moment the family realized Kaori was shot. They were understandably just distraught. The suspects tried getting away on the moped northbound on Humboldt Street, and surveillance video shows them going the wrong way down a one-way street, and you can see they collided with the car at Manhattan Avenue and Siegel Street, and both suspects were thrown from that moped. The alleged gunman and rear passenger landed so hard his shoes flew off, and he was rushed to the hospital, where he was later taken into custody for an unrelated incident, a domestic violence-related robbery. But again, police this morning still trying to track down the other suspect who was driving that moped. Back out here live.
Now, first things first, that looked bad, but it's what they get. It's truly what they get. But the real question is, do we truly think that they're going to turn themselves in? People who just randomly shoot up a spot? They don't care about who they hit. Come on now, let's be real about it.
We know that investigators have the moped and shell casings. This investigation is ongoing, but yesterday they said that they believe that this was a gang-motivated shooting. Again, we're waiting for that press conference to start any minute now. A $5,000 reward is being offered for any information regarding the suspects. Live in East Williamsburg, Brooklyn, Jaysha Patel, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Now, hopefully somebody turns them in, because I highly doubt that the killer or one of the killers will actually come forward, because we know how it is. But let's get over into this next video.
A 7-month-old sitting in her stroller was killed by an apparent stray bullet in Brooklyn. Police have 1 person in custody in that shooting, but they're still searching for a second suspect. CBS News New York reporter Elijah Westbrook has coverage of this developing story.
Police say they now have 1 person in custody. They're still at this hour looking for the second suspect. They say he actually fled in this direction towards the Marcy houses right by Moore and Humboldt Street. They say that he's the subject of a massive NYPD manhunt, and all NYPD officers, in fact, have a very clear picture of the suspect on their phone. In addition, NYPD bloodhounds are currently working to track his movements. Now, it's a devastating moment you see there when a mother realizes her baby has been shot. Seen in this surveillance video as she's panicking inside a deli. Police say 7-month-old Kiari Patterson Moore was in her stroller when gunfire erupted just before 1:30 Wednesday afternoon. Investigators say 2 men on a scooter drove by and the passenger opened fire, shooting at least 2 rounds. The family, you can see there, ran into the bodega for cover, only to realize the baby had been hit in the head. She was rushed to the hospital where she was pronounced dead.
This is a terrible day in our city, a tragedy that truly shocks the conscience. As a mother, I cannot imagine the pain that this family is feeling or the grief that they now carry with them. It is unspeakable. NYPD detectives will work tirelessly to seek justice.
There are no words that can mend the heartbreak this family is feeling now. No declaration strong enough to lift the grief they are now forced to carry. No embrace wide enough to heal the hole that has been left in their lives.
Well, just a senseless act. Police say this may be gang-related, but the baby was not the intended target. The NYPD says they're looking for, listen up, a young male last seen wearing gray pants and a white T-shirt with a black surgical mask covering the lower part of his face. Again, they say that he fled towards the Marcy houses, not too far from where we're standing live right now on Moore Street and Humboldt Street. If you have any information, give police a call. Live right now in East Williams.
This is the problem when you let people think that they can get away with stuff. This is when you have soft on crime policies that just give them a slap on the wrist. I'm assuming people stop fearing the police when you don't give them a reason to. This is why all this is happening. At least that's my thinking. But let's get over into the AI breakdown just to see if we missed anything about this whole situation. Let's get over into it and see what our thoughts are, y'all. So, as we know, 7-month-old Moore was fatally shot while in her stroller at the East Williamsburg section, Brooklyn, on Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. Happened around 1:20 p.m. 2 suspects on a moped passed a group of people on the sidewalk. The rear passenger opened fire, discharging at least 2 rounds towards the group. She was struck in the head with a stray bullet as the mother pushed her and the stroller into the convenience store or the deli. Her father rushed her 5 blocks to the NYC Health Hospital, where she was pronounced dead at 1:46 p.m. The NYPD believed that this was gang-related. Not surprising. Investigators are looking whether the baby's father was the intended target. See, they always bring a little something extra. The baby's father. Police have identified the alleged shooter as 21-year-old Amir Green. It was apprehended after the moped crash in a car while the suspect were fleeing. He is currently hospitalized with a broken leg, faces charges of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. Okay, so then the manhunt for the second suspect, a massive manhunt, is underway. He's described as a young male, last seen wearing a light gray pants, white T-shirt, and black surgical mask. And they offered a $5,000 reward for any information on the situation, on the suspects. Now let's explore this now. The baby's father is possibly the intended target. How would the mother feel that the man that she had her children with is the whole reason that their baby girl, 7 years old, is dead right now? Now, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but they was aiming for somebody. It's a tragic situation, but your actions always affect the people around you care about most. When you get into that kind of life, anybody around you who is close to you can be targeted because you are. Now, hopefully, it comes out that he wasn't the intended target and he is not a part of that life, but we'll never know. We'll have to do some deep diving and hopefully we get some more information when both the suspects are caught. But at the end of the day, these people need to be in jail for the rest of their lives. Now, let's keep going.